Well, NXT Season 3 has just folded, and I was going to make a video on this, pretty much just my thoughts on what was supposed to be NXT Season 3, which was pretty much just all women. And, you know, it kind of intrigues me because people were already looking down upon this, and I had my hopes for this show, thinking that it was going to be a legit women's wrestling show. And it could have been. It could have been because if I'm assuming correctly, all these women that they have been trained under the FCW facility. So they have some kind of prior training before coming into the company. So you had potential with these 6 ladies, not knowing why the Aloysia, whatever the fucking 6'9" diva is. I don't care for her name. In fact, I don't care for most of these ladies' names, because after watching this, it was pretty much what I feared it would be, and that was the Diva Search Season 5. That's not what I wanted out of this show. I was hoping that it was going to be pretty much a competitive type of environment like the NXT Seasons 1 and 2 were, only with women. But it didn't come to play. And that's what's pretty much pissing people off, is that this is pretty much just solidifying that, yes, these are models, and that's all they're going to be good for. Especially with tonight, because first off, they introduced the divas. The ones, there's only 2 names that come to mind. That's AJ Lee, the smaller one, the one that has a nice dance when she likes to fucking dance her ass off. Ooh. And Naomi, who was pretty much the only one that really stood out as far as the divas go, and it's not because of her skin color, but because she has personality. She does have a personality to her, which works to her advantage. So I can't really go against her on that. And in fact, I can actually see her winning this contest. There's a Russian diva who, as Kristen would call it, the Russian version of Maurice, or the female version of Vladimir Kozlov. Take your pick. Then you have Vicky Guerrero's little rookie. I don't even remember her name. I think it was Caitlyn. And then you have the businesswoman, and again, I don't know their names because it's very hard to remember. And there was one more. It's not coming to mind at the moment. Let's see. Vicky Guerrero, Primo. I'm just thinking of the pros at the moment. Bella Twins, Kelly. You know what? Why do I even bother? Because again, this is not even the point of the video. Watching this show, you kind of got the grasp of where they were going with this. It's a diva show, and it's pretty much the Diva Search Season 5. And yeah, that's not really a good thing, because again, the main problem with mainstream women's wrestling is that's how they're treated, and that is models. And that's what we got out of this. Now, granted, Michael Cole's dancing was off the hook. I mean, come on. Michael Cole can dance his ass off. He is the man when it comes to dancing. He's better than freaking Michael Jackson and freaking Elvis Presley combined when it comes to dancing. I don't care what anybody says. That's the truth. Anyways. But, fucking, this was just bizarre. It was like, through the whole show you had 2 matches, which is fine. I mean, most NXT shows had 2 or more matches, which was fine. But, of course, looking into it, these ladies are very green, especially AJ Lee, who reminds me way too much of Christy Hemme as far as personality-wise. I just don't see why they were forced onto television, especially if the rumor is true, and the reason the 6'9" diva was kicked off was because she was too inexperienced and they wanted her to train more in FCW. Well, looking at AJ Lee, I mean, I like AJ Lee. She's very good looking. She has potential, but she, again, is too green to be going into a ring and wrestling. Now, and it kind of brings me to women's wrestling. Almost fell there. If I can ever find that fucking DVD. Well, there's one of them. Anyways. Pretty much, my problem with women's wrestling is it's treated like models. See, about a year ago, I think it was a year ago, Doug came on here and said that women don't belong in wrestling, which kind of aggravated me because, again, women have a place in wrestling as long as you can book them right. And WWE doesn't do that. They don't book them right. They book them to be just models. And it's sad to say that SmackDown's top divas, and I quote that because they're not really top divas, are lay cool. Because they are pretty much women that they force down our throats. And I hate the stupid, people like to freaking throw around the term shoved down our throats. These two were shoved down our throats because they kept pushing them. We didn't care for them. We wanted them to go away. We don't want to watch them. And that's not heel heat, mind you. Heel heat is want to see them get beat up, not changing the channel or walking out of the arena or getting a refund for your ticket because of these two. That's not heel heat. That is bad. And that's what they're doing. And they're still pushing them anyways. Now, I've got an example right here. In fact, I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it might be this one now. Oh shit, this is going to fall. No, it's not. I always bring up this DVD as an example. Now, as you can see, that's volume 28 of Shimmer. The cover, if you don't know who these two are, I think you would know who this is. This is Hamada in TNA. She's in TNA. I think she's still in TNA. Who cares? And Sarah Del Rey. These two had an amazing match. And this is not the only amazing match on the card. Now, the rest of the matches, you can argue, not so much. But you know what? I'd rather be watching this as far as women's wrestling goes than the crap that I'm seeing on WWE and on TNA. And I just get fucking frustrated at the fact that WWE follows this logic. Okay, we gotta have good-looking women. Well, there are good-looking women in Shimmer. I mean, I could probably pick out a couple names right now that look good. Nikki Rocks looks alright. Mercedes Martinez looks pretty good. Cheerleader Melissa looks fine. Ashley Lane, who's unfortunately with TNA, who you know better as Madison Rayne. Her freaking tag team partner, Nevaeh. Backwards for heaven. Woohoo. I mean, come on. Hell, even Sarah Del Rey. Why hasn't she been picked up? Not just by WWE. Why hasn't she even been picked up by TNA? I don't get this. I don't get this logic at all. But yeah, that was my fear for Season 3 NXT. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place there. But that was my fear, was that this was just going to be a diva search, pretty much. Now, to improve on this attitude. Now, I know Kristen is not going to agree with me on this because we were in a call and she was... Yeah, you'll find out. Anyways, I would say keep going with the route that you're doing, which is have these women do all the dance contests, have all the things that pretty much would sexually arouse a male and what they do. Even though it's PG, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the way these women were dancing tonight, it could sexually arouse a male. What I would do is keep doing that until you have a winner, which most likely is going to be Naomi. She's the only one out of the group that has personality. Well, they all have personality, but she has personality and pretty much knocks onto it, like really puts a nod onto it. Does a good job with it. I would say do like a Nexus angle when they first came in. Have them beat up two women on the roster. Just have them go completely crazy on them, beat the shit out of them, do like some crazy shit that would get the fans going, oh my god. Now, the unfortunate thing is that you might not be able to put this on the end of a show. And you can't do this on Superstars because no one watches it. You want to create the shock value. If you want to do this on SmackDown, it's fine. It doesn't matter where this goes. I mean, Raw would give more of attention, but SmackDown would be fine. And then you have the leader just say the reason why we're doing this is because we're sick and tired of divas having to dance and having to do this and that in order to get over. We feel that we should be able to wrestle in order to do well in this business, and throughout this whole contest we have done nothing but do what a diva does, and we want to put an end to the term diva. I think that would work, and it would get these ladies over. Just make sure that the leader of the group is the one that can work the mic the best. And judging from tonight, the can't remember her fucking name. I think it was Maxine, the businesswoman. Her and Naomi were the best on the mic. They seemed fine. Have them like carry the stick and just have them freaking talk. I don't see what a problem with that is. And I think it would work. And you can have some interesting storyline. And of course you can have Kelly feud with them, Eve Torres, who else? Melina definitely. Lay Cool can go fuck themselves. I don't give a shit. When Beth Phoenix returns, she can come into the mix. Oh, and I forgot something. That group, if you're going to have that group, you should definitely have that 6'9" woman a part of it. Because she could definitely play a role in that. You can have it seem like, oh, well, she wasn't diva enough, so she was kicked out of NXT. You can even add that. But because what I'm saying is a little too logical and it actually makes too much fucking sense, they ain't going to do that. Hopefully they will. Hopefully they will. Now, I can't really give you an explanation of how I would do this from beginning to end. I don't know how I would have them from start to finish, how it would all go about. I can only give you the beginning where they beat up everybody and then the next week where they cut their promo. Other than that, it would have to require some thinking of how you would run this weekly by weekly. But I would definitely have them more dominant than Nexus has been, because Nexus has been a bunch of pussies. And I might make a video on that, but whatever the case may be, I think that would work. What do you think? Women's wrestling is in a shamble, but here's what I say. And to you, Kristen, I fucking keep bugging you. If you want to see good women's wrestling, fucking watch this. There is women's wrestling out there that is good. In fact, I'm thinking of picking up Dream Slam 1, which is an all-women's wrestling promotion, or women's wrestling show, and it's considered one of the best wrestling shows ever. If not the best show ever. So I'm thinking about picking that up, and yeah. So, I'll probably be making another video on Nexus, and I'll probably be making another video on Glory by Online. So, hopefully you look forward to that. So, I'm out.